Hey guys, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter board game review. Today's game up on the tabletop is called Juxtabo. Juxtabo is made by Funny Bone Toys, and it is for 2 to 4 players, ages 6 to 99, and it is a family-friendly game that involves a little bit of a solitaire theme as well as a kind of back and forth a competitive mode. So you can play 2, 3, or 4 all in the same type of manner, and it's very similar to games like, I don't know, Sudoku, I suppose, or any other kind of like color matching games or sequence style games. In the game, you're going to be playing with these Juxtabo cards. You're going to get 2 of them, and then they're going to have a specific pattern on them. And these patterns you're going to need to find on the board, and if you can find them on the board at any point in time during your turn or during somebody else's turn, you're going to score them into a pile and draw a new card. And as you're playing these tiles, which are both front and back different colors, you're then going to also place them on top of each other, forming this kind of 3D stacking looking thing. And if you can score points, you're going to get as you score, you're going to get more and more points. And if you can get the most points by the time all of these tiles are out, then you're going to be the winner. All right, let me show you how to set the game up and how to play a couple turns. Okay, so here's the game Juxtabo, and what you're going to get in the game is you're going to get a bunch of these double colored sided tiles here, and there's a whole bag full of them as well as a bag, including you're going to get different cards. There's 3 cards and 4 cards. The 3 shows 3 different colors organized by a different certain shape, and the 4 ones do the same thing as well. You're then going to also get one of these timers, which you can use or not use, and these little card holders, as well as the box and the rules in the game. That's what's going to come in the game. When you decide how many players you're going to play with, up to 4 players, and you can play a single player mode variant as well. You're then going to decide if you want to play easy, medium, or hard, and obviously how many different colors you're going to be using, the 4 or the 3. In this variant, we'll be using the 3 type cards, and you're going to look at this little handy dandy rulebook, and it'll tell you game board, challenge cards, timer, and the end of the game. If you want, you can do a 4x4, 5x5, or 6x6 grid, and we're doing the 4x4 to make it easier. And challenge cards, we have the 3 colors, mixing of 3 and 4, and then just 4, and then whether to use the timer or not, and then the end of game, how it works. Set that aside, and after you determine how many players, you're then going to have each player get 2 of these cards and facing only them. So technically in this game, this would face one player, this would face another, and every player is going to get 7 of these type of tiles. During your turn, you're going to then choose whoever you want to go first, and you're going to play any of these tiles here that you want on 2 separate stacks. Now you can choose to play it on 1 or 2, but generally you're going to play on 2 type of stacks, and you're going to then try and match these stacks to equal the colors that are represented here. And you can match them by matching like colors. So for instance, here we have this pink, purple, and red, and this player is going to go and he's trying to match these colors here so that he can actually score this. And the first thing you can do is change a green to a red by attaching green to green, like colors basically, and that's 1 stack, and he can do 1 more stack, and he needs to make this blue turn into a he needs green to purple, right? Let's see if we can do a green to purple. Yes, we can. Okay, so green to purple, just like that. So that would be 1 stack. Now he's going to need to try and turn this blue into a red. And how can he do that? He needs a blue first of all. So he will turn this blue into a purple, and then he will turn the purple into a red. And he can stack as much as he wants, as high as he wants, so that he can get the colors that he wants. So right here we have pink, purple, and then red, pink, purple, and red, and that would be 1 he could match. He would check to see if he can do this one as well, and he would look on the board here. He needs okay, so we got orange, green, and blue. If he had an extra stack, he could do blue to pink this turn if he had the available colors matching, but he doesn't. So he knows now next time that this is the guy he wants to actually change, because there's no other orange here on the board. At the end of your turn, you can pass, and if you have the ability, you can say Juxtabo. And if you say Juxtabo, you can then score cards as long as they equate to matching on the board here, which this one does. So this one would then score. He would reveal it to everybody and show that it does score, and then he's going to draw from the bag randomly to equal up to his 7 tiles. So he's always going to have 7. So he had 4 there, he draws 3 more, and then he gets his 7. He then draws another card from the Juxtabo deck of cards and puts it there, and at any point in time through his turn or everybody else's turn, he can then go ahead and call Juxtabo again and play cards out to score more points. So he'd look at this one here, it's green, yellow, and blue, and he can kind of organize it in any shape and form he wants. As you can see, there's a blue, there's a yellow, and then this yellow can turn into a green, so that might be another option. So he could try and get that scored next turn as well. He would then pass his turn to the next player, and the next player is then going to look at their cards and try and match them as well. And same thing goes, same thing applies, where they get to put 2 stacks and they can put them in any order. Now, if he can't score either of these 2 cards and he wants to get rid of these tiles, another action could be to just start matching pairs. So orange to orange, yellow to yellow, because maybe he needs different colors, right? So that would be 1 stack, and this would be his 2nd stack. And let's see how many we can actually get here. Look, you can get rid of a bunch of them. And they keep growing up in a 3D type of feel. And then he would say, okay, in my turn, he wasn't able to Juxtabo because he couldn't get any of these 2 cards, and he would draw back up to his 7. And if there was more players, they would do the same as well, placing them just like this. Now, when you call Juxtabo on your turn, that ends it. But when you call it on anybody else's turn, you will then actually be able to score those cards, and it won't actually count against you as far as ending your turn. And you would go and play until this entire bag worth of stuff has been emptied. And after it's done, everybody gets that last round to play, and you're going to score up all these total cards, and whoever has the most of these cards is going to be the winner of the game. Another way the game can end as well is if there are no more cards left to be scored. And even if you have no more tiles left, you can still keep scoring as players actually have their tiles playing like that. And that would be another method. Now, normally it's going to be once all of these pieces run out, that would end the game at one last turn around the board. And people are going to try and score as much as they possibly can throughout the game. And that is the basic idea of Juxtabo. And it's really cool and interesting because, like I said before, you can add in new and different types of cards. You can mix and match. And you can change the difficulty based on the rulebook. It also has solitaire variants that will tell you how to play, as well as challenge card orientation guides, and it kind of gives you a really good idea of how it works, as well as how the cards are scored, because they all have different variants. This one's obviously a square, so you have to have it just in 2x2. This one is not a square, actually. You have to have it just like this in the diamond shape. Here's another bizarre one that looks kind of like a bridge, and then a straight bridge, and so on and so forth. There's quite a few different types of variants of play, as well as how you're kind of trying to arrange certain things. Now, you can't arrange 1 stack score and then arrange another stack and score at the same time on your turn, because once you call Juxtabo, that is when your turn ends. So just be aware of that. But yeah, that is the idea of the game Juxtabo by Funny Bone Games, or Funny Bone Toys, I should say. A really fun little game. Let me tell you what I think about it. Well, the first thing I started thinking about was Sudoku, and I'm not a really big fan of Sudoku. I do have Coloroku when I try to play with my wife, and she really does enjoy that game a lot, and it's cool because I can kind of engage with her in that solo solitaire variant of a game in which you're playing colors down to match up, where instead of numbers they're actually going to be colored balls, which is a nice way to place the version of Sudoku that we play. However, with Juxtabo, this is really, really cool because I very much so enjoy the multiplayer aspect of this game. Now, caveat, generally, I do not like these type of games because they are mind benders, and it's very hard. You have to match patterns and shapes and colors and all that kind of stuff. And for some reason, my mind does not work well with that. However, I have asked specifically to play this game on certain occasions, especially during parties and stuff, because it works so well, and people have a lot of fun playing the cards, playing the tiles, and the juxtaposing each other, and it gets really, really crazy. Whereas Sudoku and these other solitaire style games, they're a little more relaxed and brain melty almost. Nevertheless, a very, very, very fun game, and I'm actually so surprised I enjoyed this as much as I did. Speaking of which, too, the timer adds even more stress to the field, and if you like that aspect of a game, you definitely should use the timer, because it's going to make turns go a lot quicker, and the game gets a little more extreme or intense for players as they try to find all these different shapes and how they're going to place their colors and whatnot, and they have to kind of arrange it all in their mind before their next turn, while watching to see if any players actually give them the ability to score Juxtapose on their turns. The component quality is wonderful. I really like all these the tiles feel great. Playing them is fun. The cards are nice quality. Everything about this game is really solid. The box is nice. However, I know certain people probably won't like the style of box because it does not fit in their game shelf as easy as most of these square shaped boxes. So there is that aspect. The bag is nice, and even these little pieces are great. One thing I will say is we tried to play outside a little bit and it was windy, and when you have windy and the cards are like this, it kind of acts like a little sail and the cards fall over and that kind of stuff. So be aware that it's better to be played indoors, obviously. You can't play outside, just be aware of the wind. The colors don't confuse me, and I think maybe for colorblind people it might be a little bit of a difficult, challenging thing, so I don't know if you're going to want to play this as a colorblind person. The one person that I do normally have play games to check the colorblind mode, how it works, was unavailable, so unfortunately I don't know. But I would assume it probably is going to be a little difficult for him. Nevertheless, though, altogether a very fun game, and a game I'm actually going to be taking out quite often when it comes to games that people want to have that mind teaser, that twister kind of game in your mind when you're just like, okay, I need to place all this stuff, and it's very strategic and setting up the different shapes as well as the different colors. Very, very good, though. Excellent game. Really, really enjoyed it, despite the fact that I normally wouldn't. Thanks for watching another Unfiltered Gamer board game review. If you like this video, like to see more, go and check out the rest of our videos here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment. It all helps. We do really appreciate it. As well as checking out Juxtabo, description below. Also, go ahead and check out our website, unfilteredgamer.com. We have tons of blog posts, giveaways, Kickstarter lists, and more. Tons of great stuff there, and we do appreciate you guys checking that out, as well as participating in all of our contests. Also, if you would, go ahead and check out our partner sites, everythingboardgames.com, The Giveaway Geek, and Devitos Gaming. Great sites, tons of content, as well as blog posts and big giveaways. They have a ton of stuff for you to check out, so I do recommend you checking them out as well. Alright guys, well that is it for this video, and once again, I look forward to seeing you next time.